Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Find a Way podcast with Dusty. Hopefully you're doing well on your journey and you are continuing to make progress and growth and finding a way. I think about that statement, finding a way with Dusty. Like, we're finding a way on this journey to overcome the things that have set us up for failure or have been limiting or have bound us to things we can't do that we wish we could do. And so finding a way is just that mentality. And really all these episodes, all these podcasts is just fine tuning. Honestly, it's like a radio. I don't feel like I should say I'm like dating myself, but like when you're in the car as a kid and you're rotating the dial just to get a good signal, and you'll get a little bit of a signal of like, okay, I could hear it, but then you start moving it around a little bit to see if you can optimize it or hear it better, and then you lose the signal. Honestly, a lot of this weight loss, a lot of this finding a way is finding the right frequency, finding the right kind of dial to be successful. And it's tough. You know, it's a lot easier to spin the dial on the radio. Well, I will agree. But it's tough to find that perfect, like, groove. And what's interesting is think about the radio in your car through the ups and downs of life. It will throw you out of tune. It'll throw you out of that connection, and then you've got to work again to fine tune it. Honestly, that's what I kind of feel with the surgeries that I've had for the past couple of years. Now 4, 5, 6 months out of my what is it, May, what's it now, October, 10, 5 months. I'm about 4.5 months, really, is that it? 4.5 months? I feel like May 23rd was my surgery, and October, which is I'm not even 5 months. Okay, I actually feel a lot better. But really, that's what's thrown things out of whack for me, is that I'm used to a certain time getting up, working out, a certain system, a certain progress of things. And through surgeries, my own self-intended kind of skin surgeries, I've thrown myself out of my system of success. And it has adjusted the station to where maybe how I tuned it before is different. As I get older, my body changes. And I'm hoping this connects the dots in regards to the turbulence of life will throw you out of whack, but you've constantly got to work to fine-tune your particular journey to make you successful. And I'll tell you how that intertwined with me. You know, for 3 months, I'm laid up with no gym. 2 hours a day, 5-6 days a week, consistently for years and years and years, and all of a sudden now 3 months of nothing. And then I'm a stress. I carry a lot of stress. It's something that is kind of my vice, is stress. Well, water retention would happen quite significantly in my loose skin around my chest or my midsection. The weird thing about this now, and kind of something that was unexpected, is there's nothing left in the midsection of the chest for the water to retain. So my arms and legs are heavier than they've ever been. And it's not that, hey, my legs are heavy or they're not as muscular because I spent 3 months. Like, I spent 3 months last year and my legs aren't the way they are now. And I noticed a significant, growth in my chest after my loose skin surgery for my midsection, because there wasn't that ability for water to retain. I just didn't feel as heavy as I did now. And so I feel that, like this morning, I'm coming back from the gym, Planet Fitness, and I feel thicker. I feel my legs thicker, my arms are popping out of the sleeves of my shirt a lot easier. And it's all because things have changed, turbulence has come, and my dials have been adjusted where I can't really hear clearly or see clearly or know clearly what the perfect steps are ahead. Now, I know that this particular band of radio had the signal before. Let me relate that to, I know that the building blocks of what's going to make me successful. it's that work for me now to really grab the radio dial and start fine-tuning where I'm at now. How I fine-tuned 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago is different now. And it's that process of fine-tuning cravings and eating and timing. Having 2 kids, there's constantly changes. My daughter is almost 5. My son will be 3 in March. And so you think about the dynamic now. He's starting to talk a little bit more. So the communication, the standard, the bedtime, everything is constantly changing, especially having 2 kids under 5. Things are constantly changing. So I'm constantly having to take these abruptions, these changes in life, and say, okay, I need to fine tune again. And that's what this life of finding a way, when I say welcome back to the Find a Way podcast with Dusty, we're finding a way, we're fine tuning the radio of our lives to be in sync with what's going to make us successful. And maybe that's where mentally a lot of us struggle, is that we think it's a one and done. It's I do this, it results in this, I can bring this sense of relief of that I'm done. That's where things have to be adjusted and approached completely different, is that it's never done. That feeling of like, it's you can't escape it. Like, I'm trying to think offhand a good example of something that's just like, but you just deal with it. Like, I don't know, paying bills. Think about something that is, but you have to do it. I mean, I don't know, brushing your teeth? Gotta brush my teeth. Okay. I don't, that's probably not the best correlation, but let's honestly settle into this is how it has to be, and mentally it's what I have to do. I gotta focus on my yep, you have to, because as soon as you take your hands off the wheel, that's where things get dicey, hazard-ish. A lot of you in Instagram story confirmed that hazard-ish is a word, and we're adopting that word. That it's not hazardous, it's almost like it's risky, but there's a benefit. It's hazard-ish. So we're adopting that. But let me just convey once again that this journey of constantly fine-tuning is going to be an ever-present thing. And think about in your life the disruptions that have taken place that have taken you off of fine-tuning or being in tune or hearing that signal clearly of you being successful. Think about those moments, and then start thinking about how to adjust your journey, your approach, your car ride, there we go, to when those abruptions, those changes happen, that you're adjusted in the way of success, to where you're going to pivot. Even though things happen, things come up, you're still pivoting yourself towards success. Like, hey, a disruption's going to come, but I have building blocks that are going to make me successful. I'm thinking that's really going to help on the journey. I think adopting that mindset that it's never going to get, like, you're never not going to have to take care of yourself. You're always going to have to take care of yourself. And approaching it like that is like, okay, if I know I have to, okay, let me find a long-term, sustainable approach for me to just get it done. That's it. That's finding a way. That is finding a way, my friends. Well, I am here at the destination. I know it's a 9-minute episode, but short, simple, to the point. We don't need 2 hours to get to the point of growth and getting better. Hopefully just 9 minutes will help us just take a little bit of a step forward. Thank you again for tuning into this particular episode, and I will talk to you on the next one. Take care.